Delisa is presenting today on pathways, visionary communication, and she'll be giving a level 4 speech about communication change. The title of her speech is Words Have Power. Have you heard the saying, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me? This is absolutely not true. Words are powerful and they create our reality. Delisa will use her words to show how.
Thank you, Anthony. Delisa.
Thank you for that great introduction. Hello, everyone. It says in the Bible, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And biblical scholars believe that words created the universe. Isn't that a trip? I remember when I was in first grade, and I was told that saying, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. And I was walking home from first grade with my brand new white boots on. I loved them. They had fur on top, and I thought they were so fly. And the kids were teasing me. The other kids walking home from school with me were taunting me and making fun of my boots. And I said that saying to them, but as I said it, I knew it wasn't true because I felt really sad inside. And I went home crying to my mom. And I said, I never, ever, ever wore those boots again. I was ashamed of the boots. There's a quote by a fellow named Yehuda Berg. He said, words are singularly the most powerful force available to humanity. Words have energy, power, and the ability to help, to heal, to hurt, to harm, to humiliate, and to humble. One of the workshops that I was on the other day was talking about common words that we use in everyday. And it really enlightened me. For example, if you say, someone invites you to dinner, perhaps, and you say, I'll try to come. Does that mean you're coming? No. You're going to try? That's not a very powerful word. Do. Instead of saying, I'll try, say you'll do it. Another word that this particular presenter thought was annoying is no worries or no problem, instead of saying thank you. He said whenever he goes to a restaurant and he says thank you for the refill on his water, and the waiter says no problem, he suddenly thinks, was there a problem? Was it going to be a problem? Instead, how about saying, my pleasure? And the one I continue to work on myself. Sometimes I think I should do something. I have to do something. I must do something. You see how those words mean a struggle? How about I choose this? I choose to go here. I choose to do this. I choose to go whatever you're doing. Choose it. Rather than telling yourself, you have to do it. I recently heard a woman named Deborah Poneman talk about her near-death experience. I am super fascinated by what happens when we die. Do we really go down a white tunnel? Do we see our loved ones and beloveds? I am just mesmerized by it. Well, she was dying. She was very, very sick. She had some kind of blood infection and she was in the hospital. Her husband was sitting in a chair and she said she could see he was very worried and she saw tears coming down his face. And there was a time where she could see what was happening in the room while her eyes were open. She could also see what was happening in the room when her eyes were closed. And when her eyes were closed, she could see white light around people, as if this white light was making things happen. And the nurse was comforting her husband and she said, "Don't worry, she's going to be fine." And she could see the words come out of her mouth as though they were white, sparkly light. And the words came across the room and she saw them go into her own abdomen and she felt more alive. Then a doctor came in and the doctor looked at the equipment on the wall and said, "Oh my God, we've got to get her blood pressure up or we're going to lose her." And she saw his words come out of his mouth as brown, icky colors, and they smelled swampy. And the words came across the room and went into her belly and she felt less alive. And then she went down that tunnel into the light and had the conversation with whoever was on the other side for her. And she said, "If I can go back, I will tell everyone how words have power. And I will never use my words in a harmful way again. I will teach this if I get to live." Isn't that amazing? So not only we can feel the words, we all know it. Someone has said something to us that's really, really harmful. And we felt it like, oh, ow. Also, haven't you felt so beautiful and happy and loved and beloved when someone just uses all the most beautiful words to love you up? Here's what I think. The most important words you say are the words that you say to yourself when you're by yourself about yourself. I'll say that again. The most important words you use are the words you say to yourself about yourself when you're by yourself. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.